This is your invitation to become the alchemist of your life. You decode your heaven on earth and go through the alchemical process. The alchemist is a master of himself so that he can master life. People thought alchemists were turning lead into gold, but they're really crystallizing their soul into form. Alchemize your golden potential. Welcome to the Golden Life. Welcome to the Golden Life. This is going to be a special episode. I'm going to start off by saying you didn't get here by accident. This is going to be a reminder of the path that you're walking. You are somebody who's committed to your own growth, committed to your personal development, and alchemizing as much inner and outer gold as possible, right? You're somebody who wants to find joy in the journey and ultimately become the alchemist of your own life. And I want to thank you because this episode is going to mark the closing of a chapter. The closing of a chapter for now of the Golden Life podcast. And I want to thank you. Whether this is the first episode you found, you have a lot more in the past to go check out, or if you've been with me the whole alchemical journey, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope this show has instilled lessons that have served you on the path, because I know these are my own experiences and lessons that have served me. And truly, all I want for you is to be able to live your golden life fully, to become the master of yourself, because when you master yourself, you master your life. And be able to do that with a little bit more clarity, a little bit more courage, and even a little bit more commitment, because this is the only life you got. And it can disappear at any time. So why not live in your highest integrity of your heart's desire and create that vision and pull that vision into fruition by being committed to who you need to become in order to create that vision while discovering the greatest gold within. To that, my friend, is the greatest game. So thank you. Like, you are somebody else. You are near and dear to my heart because we are walking this path together. And you might be wondering, David, what's going on? How are you going to close the chapter to the Golden Life, right? This is part of your story. This is your unique message, and the alchemical journey was born through you. Well, I'm in a phase where I've been given an opportunity to join the executive coaching firm Novus Global. And I'll be honest, I even had some of my mentors, my personal board of advisors, say, David, why would you do this? You already have your unique system that you can offer to the world. You know, you can make money and do your coaching and yada, yada, yada that way. Like, why join this other thing? Well, to be completely transparent, this other thing is actually the thing that scares me the most. And by that, I mean for me, that there's the most growth opportunity. And it's a beautiful moment of surrendering to a new chapter. I get to step into the unknown, not knowing what I'm going to co-create with the universe and find out along the way. And then who knows how the alchemical journey, how the golden life, how we're going to both evolve. So this is me trusting that this opportunity showed up because I called it in for my highest evolution, which I'm constantly committing myself to, even though often it does not feel like I am fulfilling it. And I am beating myself up along the way, but I'm learning to cultivate more surrender and more joy in the journey. And I want to call you up. I want to call you up as the alchemist that you are. That you are a divine being in form, and you have the infinite potential and power of the universe, of source, of divine intelligence flowing through you. And you can give your power away externally, or you could reclaim it and powerfully create your life. So I want you to continue to practice becoming the alchemist in every area of your life. You can't be both a victim and a creator. And being an alchemist is ultimately becoming a co-creator, one that works with source, one that can surrender to surprises greater than they can imagine, as well as be somebody who can create a vision and align with who they need to become in order to create it. And really, this is to say the path of self-mastery. And what I hope you felt invited to explore, and if you haven't gone through all the episodes, you can go back and listen to them, is to also cultivate the superpower of transmutation. Because it is my belief, only my perspective, that that is the greatest superpower. If everything is energy, therefore those who can transmute it to their will are the most powerful of all. So if we live in a world that's dictated by fear, lack-based beliefs, and constraints, you can transmute that into love, into freedom, into abundance. And that is what the world needs now. It needs people willing to transmute the darkness on a collective level into the light of awareness and love, as well as transmute the magic with the mundane, the soul with the goals, and just the overall spirit into matter, right? More of your divine potential, and cultivate, integrate, embody, crystallize that into form. So if you are one of those rare individuals that are fully committed to your growth and you want to simultaneously create, alchemize as much inner gold as outer gold and live boldly through the rest of your life, well, I have some invitations for you moving forward. Because you might be saying, David, how are you going to stop golden life? How are you going to stop the alchemical journey? And guess what? I'm not. Because this is who I am as a being. And this is where we can sometimes get ourselves stuck. Instead of unfolding to the natural beauty and flow and potential evolution of our lives, we can try to put it in a box of who we think, what we think we need to be doing or working to have, instead of remembering it all comes back to being. So no, the alchemical journey is continuing. The golden life is continuing. So when it comes to the transition of this chapter and the alchemical journey, the soul work, that is forever going to be something I teach and support others through, where it is literally tattooed on my arm. And I'd say simultaneously tattooed in my heart. And I hope this can be a reminder for yourself that no matter what, let's say, profession you end up going through in life or doing in life or choosing to identify with in life, that your core being never changes. Now, if you're in a place where like, David, I really want this level of depth in my life, of trust, and knowing that I'm going to leave this life giving everything I got to create my golden life, my golden vision for myself and others. Well, I have 3 ways moving forward that I can help you do that. Step number 1, if you haven't already, pick up a copy of The Alchemical Journey. This is my life's work, and this is going to present to you a map of what the alchemist called the great work. This is going to showcase the different phases, the different processes to go through to truly uncover your deepest essence and crystallize that into form. So if you haven't started there, this is where I recommend you start. Number 2, stay connected by visiting goldenlife.com and signing up for the newsletter. This is where I'll be sharing the latest group programs, immersive retreats, and other live experiences so that you can grow alongside other alchemists. We can cultivate community together, and this is how we really accelerate our personal evolution. And then number 3, this is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for a few select individuals that are truly committed to their inner and outer transformation. And this is where a handful of individuals will be given the opportunity to partner with me, not just with me as your coach, but as your personal alchemical advisor. And as your personal alchemical advisor, we're going to be customizing the path to your own life, right? What is the outer goals, vision that you are committed, outcomes you are committed to creating, as well as how do we discover the inner gold within you and slowly start to transmute that, crystallize that into form. Where as a coach, we'll typically focus on a certain season of life or specific outcomes. But as the alchemical advisor, We're going to be focusing on a customized plan that simultaneously grows the goal line and the soul line. So it's a straight upward trajectory. This is to say we're going to work on the outer game and the inner game. And then we're going to have an underlying foundation of the alchemical journey. Because this is truly a lifelong journey and lifelong process. So I want you to imagine having a guide who starts to know you better than you know yourself and is always 2 steps ahead to walk you through this path right now, where you'll walk through phase 1, right? Getting to know your unconscious patterns. And that's about 6 months to a year's time, where we'll go deep into your unconscious patterns and blind spots. And then from there, you start to enter the second phase of dissolution, which when you start to surface these unconscious beliefs and maybe old experiences or old ways of being, there's some hard, difficult emotions that get attached to that, or repressed emotions. So the second phase, around 6 months to 1 year, a little bit past that, we're going to focus on how to navigate those difficult emotions, where I give you tools, where I help you figure out what customized practices for you help you develop that skill of emotional regulation, of allowing the energy to flow through you. And then from there, we enter the next phase, going into year 2, where we start to focus on opening up your heart. What are the practices that truly allow yourself to feel supported, feel loved, feel a sense of belonging, as well as what are the things that close you down and gain awareness on this process, while simultaneously getting to know the different personalities inside of you and how to acknowledge where one little small part might need something, and you can open up your heart to all the parts that make you you. And simultaneously, we'll be applying the meta performance model, which means you're going to have this golden, thrilling life vision that is outside of what you think is possible for your life. So we know you're also going to rear the head of the dragon of some of your greatest fears. So you will have a guide to walk you through that process of, once again, opening up your heart to bring your greatest fear and turn that into the furnace of your becoming, to use that as an ally to propel you forward. And then by year 3, this is where you're going to get to the phase you are living your golden, thrilling life vision. And this is a special moment, because this is when you ask, I'm living my dream life, now what? And I know from my own experience, there's potential to get stuck in doubt. There's potential to start overthinking things, and you don't really know where to go. And as somebody who's committed to growth, you're like, do I just enjoy this fully? But at the same time, I feel like I have more to give from my soul. So how do I be of service and share my unique gifts? Well, this is where the shift will be to those internal practices of cultivating balance inside the inner masculine and feminine, where by year 3, it might be a phase of fully surrendering to the moment and enjoying where you're at fully, or it might be time to craft that vision. But instead of a 3-year vision, we'll be crafting that 10 to 20 year long vision, because you've gone through the process of bringing your unconscious patterns to the surface, seeing them, and opening up your heart. So we know your vision from here on out is aligned with your soul. And since this is directed from your soul, you'll have the confidence that you could be committed to the lifelong vision, because you know who you are. And now it's just a game of living in integrity, no matter what role you play from there on out. Not only will you have an advisor to walk you through your personal alchemical journey, but you will also have somebody who's an expertise in the frameworks of how to go from a high performer to a peak performer to a meta performer. So this is to say, not only will you have somebody that will keep you in alignment, feeling fully fulfilled, feeling fully connected and alive to your soul's path, but simultaneously giving you the practical practices to help you unlock your peak state of performance and then start to go beyond that, beyond high performance, to truly explore what you're capable of. So this is about becoming somebody who's no longer dictated by their past, but living in full commitment and thrill of going for their highest vision and creating that into reality. And as your advisor, once again, I'm always going to be 2 steps ahead. I'm going to know your patterns better than you sometimes. And I'm going to help you see around the corner. And we're going to do this through weekly sessions as well as in-person experiences here in San Diego so that you can get away, recharge, create space, and stay aligned to your vision while you explore some of the most powerful tools for transformation and have an advisor there ready to help you integrate and stay aligned with your vision every step of the way. And if this sparks something inside of you, let's get in touch. Let's see if we're truly the right fit for each other. And now if you're like, David, that sounds great, but I could also acknowledge I'm just in a season where I could use some help getting through this hard, maybe, dark night of the soul, or I do have this big vision that I want to create in the next 6 months to 1 year. Beautiful. I will be taking clients through Novus Global, and this is where we get to apply the meta performance model, as well as I'm always going to be me, so you're always going to get the alchemical journey mixed in there. So if that's you, let's talk. So even though this chapter is coming to a close, the journey is far from over. So just remember, you're here to remember, you're here to co-create, you're here to overcome your limitations so you can create a life of freedom, of love, of possibility, and abundance. So whether we work together in the future, or you attend an event, or you just keep walking your path on the alchemical journey, I'll leave you with this. The gold you seek is already within. And the alchemist you're becoming, it is who you are. So lastly, I'm so grateful to share this journey with you, and I'm excited for the future of possibility that's waiting for both of us. Until next time, stay golden.